Hey, here it is, the big movie Marvel's been hyping us up for. All completely new takes on characters, not a sequel, and the building blocks of our next 2 Avengers movies. Hope it doesn't suck! Marvel's future hangs in the balance. This has gotta be a successful movie. It has to be good. More than good. It has to be fantastic. But you know what's decidedly not fantastic? Not being subscribed. Hey, come on now. What, too much of a stretch? I'll see myself out. You know what time it is.
I don't wanna.
Fantastic Four! It's time for the newest product, fresh off Marvel's conveyor belt. And I gotta say, I wasn't super looking forward to this one. I mean, can you blame me?
Say that again?
That again.
No, the other thing.
No, the other thing.
The Fantastic Four are some of the silliest, goofiest characters in Marvel Comics with some of the silliest, goofiest stories, harkening all the way back to the Silver Age of comics with high-flying adventure serials. It was a different time. I'd say of all the mainstay comic characters developed around this time, the Fantastic Four have had the hardest time moving into the modern day. I mean, they're called the Fantastic Four. Their biggest villain is Doctor Doom. That sucks. For the supposed big swing this is for Marvel, you know, the team that they're gonna stake the entire future of the MCU on, you think there'd be a little more oomph behind this one, you know? I don't know, there was an element to it that all seemed very safe to me, very corporate sanitized, very nice and not looking to step on any toes. Why are they all wearing sweaters? I think that came primarily through the casting announcement. It seemed fully like stunt casting to me. Who's popular right now instead of who's best for the role? Let's get the guy from Stranger Things and the sad guy from The Bear. Oh, what's Pedro Pascal doing? He's hot right now. Especially for a movie that's being sold 100% on the chemistry of these actors as a family. I was worried they were casting for name recognition over the chemistry. But now having watched the movie, I can say I didn't have much to worry about. Pedro Pascal, how does he keep getting away with it? He's in everything right now. I see his face all over social media and still, he manages to do something completely different with his Reed Richards. When I'm watching the movie, I don't think about Joel from The Last of Us or The Mandalorian or Narcos. I'm just seeing Reed. It's really amazing. I actually really liked his Reed Richards. This movie, like the 2000s movies, focus on the Fantastic Four not just as heroes, but as celebrities. Everything they do, each time they screw up, they're firmly in the public eye. You really feel the weight of that responsibility on Reed in this movie, not just as a leader of the Fantastic Four, but as someone who feels responsible for doing this weird stuff to his friends. He's incredibly smart, but with that comes a crazy amount of pressure. And now there's even more pressure with the added weight of being a new father. We get to see everyone's individual relationships with each other from time to time, and I think that was great. The movie really only has like 6 characters, 7 if you want to include the baby. 8 if you want to include the robot, which gives everyone a lot of time to bounce off each other. Compared to something like Superman that just came out, I think this movie stays pretty simple, and that's to its benefit. I mean, really, it's about Galactus coming to fuck up Earth. What are you gonna do about it? This movie never really strays from that. They also do a really smart thing where they use Reed's powers pretty sparingly, and when they do, it's always for a practical reason. You know, to grab something across the room, to reach the far side of a chalkboard. It looks good, and I'm glad they didn't do a Kamala Khan style cop-out with his powers. The standout for me, though, was Evan Moss Backrack as Ben Grimm. Dude just nails it. He's got the perfect blend of boo-hoo, I'm a monster, but also jokes around with his buddies. He's a blue-collar neighborhood guy, the kids love him. It's every aspect of the character that you would want to see from the Thing. I really thought they were going to lean too heavily on him being the sad monster guy. I'm a big orange rock man and I hate anything fun. I have to be miserable all the time. But no, everyone in this movie is given a lot to do, but I'd say if one of the 4 got sidelined, it was probably Ben. But whenever he was front and center, he had everyone in my theater laughing at the right moments, going "Aw" at the right moments. You leave this movie 100% getting his deal, and it was great. The one thing is they give him a beard in this movie, and to me that just kind of raises a lot of questions. So does that mean he shaves his head too, or is he just bald? There's something about his rock beard that's unsettling to me. Like, does that mean he shaves everywhere? And they commit to it. He gets it, and he does not get rid of it. I guess that's his look now. Thing with beard. Buy the action figure. Another small super stupid thing is I don't think he ever takes his shirt off in this movie, and I'm just used to seeing the Thing, you know, shirtless. His costume was always pants to me. You know, maybe in the future he'll take his shirt off. Joseph Quinn also does a good job with Johnny Storm. He's the young hothead, acts before he thinks. And I like what they did with him in Shablabal?
Say that again?
I know it was a big controversial move to go with the female Silver Surfer in this movie. When they announced it, there was a part of me that was like, why. Though honestly, once this movie started, I never even gave it a second thought. Silver Surfer was actually really cool. Menacing with the right amount of tragic past. She's got some really cool moments zipping around and knocking people out. I loved her. And not just because she's a flying naked lady. Gun to my head, if I had to pick one weak link, it would be Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm. I thought she was perfectly fine. Where she excelled for me was in her role as a mother. In all her moments where she's protecting her baby and needs to go full primal maternal protector mode, I thought she was great. I also really buy her relationship with Reed. The stress of being with someone who's always thinking and trying to solve giant problems, feeling like there's never room for you. I think her weakest moment comes from a big speech she has to give in front of a big crowd about how the Fantastic Four are a family and we've all got to stick together. It's just kind of a cheesy scene. I don't think it was bad necessarily. It's just kind of a tough speech to get through as an actor. But on to probably the coolest part of this movie for me and the part I was most looking forward to. Galactus is so fucking cool. He's one of the most menacing villains Marvel's ever done, as it should be. They don't overcomplicate it or overthink it. It's Galactus, a big guy from space who wants to come down and eat your planet. What are you gonna do about it? Ralph Ineson is such a cool choice. I think most people know him from The Witch, and even there, his voice had such power to it. Such a great, bassy voice and a hard face. You believe this guy would roll up to do some evil shit. There was something really satisfying and cool about 4 people just needing to stop this giant walking around the city. It was exactly what I wanted out of a Galactus showdown. I loved him and hope we see more of him. He's such a staple of the Marvel Universe that I really hope we haven't seen the last of him. I think the best decision this movie made in the conceptual stages was to set it in an alternate universe. This retro 60s world was not only really fun to explore and catch different aspects of production design throughout the movie. You know, people have flying cars but still have a tube TV. That's really fun. All of Reed's inventions are very Jack Kirby, big round ball shapes with piping and spheres. But also, it gives us leeway to believe that some of these sillier aspects of the team could exist in this world. A guy who runs around calling himself Mr. Fantastic with stretchy powers is tough to explain in today's cynical world. But what this movie doesn't do is the lampshading thing. Lampshade, lampshade, lampshade. Isn't this stupid? Aren't our names stupid? Isn't this all stupid? This movie fights the urge to lampshade everything, and I really appreciate that. The fact that they all have catchphrases and brand deals and a big space rocket they all have to hop into and solve problems, it contextualizes the team in a way where you don't have to justify some of these really silly, goofy elements. You know, we skip the origin of how everyone got their names. Sue and Reed are already married. It's just the full team, as you want to see them, already established. I think that's great. Another huge component of setting the tone and the world was Michael Giacchino's score. I want to shout out the music really quick because I think it did such a great job of just putting you in this environment. Funnily enough, I do think a big point of inspiration for this movie was The Incredibles, set in a sort of similar retro futuristic world, family elements, magic baby, basically the same powers. I don't need to explain. But yeah, they got the guy who did the music for Incredibles to do this movie, and I think that was a good choice. So yeah, overall, I had a really great time with Fantastic Four First Steps. It exceeded my expectations and made me want to see more of these characters without feeling like a commercial for future Marvel projects. That being said, there is a mid-credit scene that does a good job of getting me excited for what's next. I can't wait to see how these guys interact with our traditional MCU characters, especially coming from their weird retro world. It kind of reminds me of Guardians 1, when you're like, whoa, one day these guys are going to meet Captain America. That's a cool feeling. I want to see this Johnny Storm become buddies with Spider-Man. I want to see this Reed have a debate with Doctor Strange. You know, I want to see this Ben Grimm interact with the Hulk. And Sue can be there too. Leave Herbie at home. I don't trust him. So, have you seen Fantastic Four First Steps? What are your thoughts? Are you excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars? I think it's the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten. Not that that's really saying much. It's really remarkable that we've gotten the MCU to a place where we can have a giant purple guy stomping around in a city and not even bat an eye. Movies have come so far. So yeah, Fantastic Four, I would say it was pretty good.